I was 15 and a sophomore in high school when I started taking night classes at the local community college, and I was entirely intimidated because I felt so much younger than everyone that was there. But at the same time, I loved it because perhaps for the first time, I felt heard as a student. Hi, I'm Sascha McKeon. I teach biology for majors and non-majors and a lot of the core requisites for pre-nursing students. My students often refer to me as Dr. M or Sascha. My transition to college classes wasn't easy. I remember trying to double dip on an assignment once, and I submitted the same persuasive essay to my college class as I did to my high school class. And my high school class, I got an A, and when I performed that essay, I won the Island and District Championship for original oration. But my college class, it earned a C, and that's when I realized the bar was much higher. It's been a while since I was a student in both sides, but what I see as the general trend is that high school is about proficiency. All the assignments lead you to the assessment at the end, and as long as you get it by then, you're golden. In that respect, it's about the destination. College, on the other hand, is about the journey. Every assessment, every assignment matters, and it's about being consistent across the board. So I grew up on the island of Kauai in Hawaii, and so it may not surprise you that my first job ever was to be a traditional Hawaiian dancer at the local tourist luau. So 3 nights a week, I did traditional Hawaiian, Maori, Japanese, Filipino dances, and then posed for pictures afterwards with the tourists wearing their entire family in the same aloha print wear. My program happened to have what felt like a bazillion prerequisites. So I was taking often 20 to 24 credits a term. And so the big challenge for me was learning time management and learning how to juggle and shift priorities all the time. Also, how not to sleep or survive on very little sleep. And that's something that I think I still carry with me, and so as an instructor, I try to be more flexible with my students because I don't know their story and their scenario and what they may be juggling at the same time as their coursework. I actually grew up in academia. My mother was a professor for a nursing program, and I saw her passion for that work every day. And then I had a chance as part of a community volunteer program, an Adopt a School program, to teach at an elementary school for gifted and talented students as sub-in for science. And it was there that I discovered her passion was mine as well. And then it became a question of thinking about my journey, because I originally wanted to be a medical doctor, and whether or not this new passion fit into that role. And when I thought about my experience as an undergrad, out of some 20 classes, I had only ever seen 2 people of color. And so it became, being a teacher became more of a need now than just something I would like to do. Because I think as a student, seeing someone who looks like you is a very empowering endorsement that could be your success as well. And I wanted to give that to students because I thought my journey lacked it. I was 17 and I had moved to an entirely different state across the entire Pacific Ocean. And so I felt alone and isolated. So what I would have told myself is, you're not alone. There's so many other students starting the same journey as you. Form study groups. There are teachers that care about you that can become your mentors and confidants. Make a plan with your academic advisor. Use the resources available to you, tutoring, TRIO, and remember that your successes are their successes too. Engage. That's my first one. This is your education, this is your future, and you will get everything out of it that you put into it. So commit to it. Commit to learning something new and commit to growing. My second expectation is that you try something new. College is the perfect environment to take a river rafting trip with the Associated Student Government or try your hand at drawing. It's a time to see what new loves you might discover in these little adventures. With more exposure to different peoples, different ideas, and often more independence, my hope is that when students come to community college and BMCC particularly, that they feel safe to question their ideas and their identity. And maybe in doing so, they'll reinforce their political, religious, and personal beliefs, or maybe they'll reinvent themselves. My hope is that every student has the opportunity to discover something new about themselves and choose an identity for themselves. My hope for them is that they have a passion for learning, because if you are excited to learn, if you're interested in the material and learning just for the sake of learning, then it doesn't matter what field you go into, you'll be successful. You'll look up the answers yourself, you'll find the resources, you'll find mentors. And so for them and for my students in general, my hope is that they embrace their learning experience, that they just have a passion for this process and not see it as another obstacle or a hurdle or busy work on the route to something better.